go back. Okay, hold on. I gotta turn around. Oh, it's getting big, 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 big. That is huge. Huge. That's a wedge. I got it.
The tornado has touched down in the city of Joplin.
I've never seen a tornado form that quickly to a mile-wide tornado.
Dude, go east right up here. Go east right up here.
This is like the end of the world.
Our house had been flattened. We did not know if our son was okay.
People were being hauled away with emergency personnel holding just pieces of these people together.
It was horrific.
I never really thought that I would have friends that died in a tornado.
Oh my goodness.
This is going right in the heart of Joplin.
Well, we are getting reports that most of the rain has passed through there, but they are seeing what people are considering a wall cloud, 20 to 30 miles per hour. Obviously, some clouds have some people concerned, basically between Galena and Joplin.
It was on a Sunday, and so I remember it was just a very hot and humid day that day, and you can kind of see a storm rolling in from the west.
I was actually attending my son's graduation. It was the high school graduation here in town. The skies were starting to become a little overcast. You could see some thunderstorms building off to the west of the city.
It's a storm you see coming across the Kansas border now, just about to make it to the Joplin area. We also have some showers and storms across northern Arkansas.
I was in the newsroom at 5 o'clock. We knew the tornado watches were out there. We knew the tornado warnings were out there. But it wasn't until about 05:05 or when we started listening to the AM station in Joplin.
KCRG News Time is 5:28. We're live storm team coverage here on the stations of Zimmer Radio. Again, the tornado warning in effect.
Well, I was with two of my really good friends. We were just kind of driving around listening to the Cardinals and the Royals on the radio and just listening to the baseball game. The baseball game got switched over to the emergency broadcasting. I've been in a lot of thunderstorms. You could definitely tell that it was different. We began taking it more seriously. We wanted to find a place to just get out of the hail that they were calling for.
Please do take heed. Get in your tornado shelters right now. We can't stress this enough. Take heed. This is a dangerous weather situation.
Hey, where are you at?
I moved from Seattle to Joplin exactly 2 weeks before the tornado, to the day. I was at my friend's place that I was living with at the time since I just moved here. His name's Sam, and me and Sam and his 3-year-old son went outside. To my west, it was really, really dark, and there was lightning and thunder. It was still, I thought, a ways away at the time.
5 miles?
I'd never had, seen a storm system like this. You're kind of preparing yourself of what's coming next, and you really don't have a chance to prepare.
Chad Elliott in the KCRG 24-hour Storm Center. KCRG News Time is 5:28. Numerous calls into the station from storm spotters and listeners reporting a funnel-like cloud.
Wait, pull it, go further, get further, it's going to do it, get further. Not here, up there. Straight ahead, Scott, straight ahead.
Well, I've been chasing for about 11 years now. Even before I got my driver's license, I dragged my mom out to go storm chasing because I couldn't drive. There were a few other guys that were in the car.
Wait, stop, it's coming towards us.
We started to notice rotation to our south down the road. So went headed south towards the base of the thunderstorm.
Oh, wait, okay, hold on. Oh, no!
We noticed bright flashes, and those are transformers on power lines exploding as the tornadic winds are hitting it.
I see. We're getting closer. We're gonna get closer.
Power flash.
We are going to
Wait, stop. It's right in the field.
Get closer. We are going to get closer.
Isaac, it's right there.
I know. It's right there. I know, but we can get closer.
Oh my gosh. Roll down your window.
Oh.
Listen to it.
I've never seen a tornado form that quickly from a little rope tornado dancing in a field to a almost mile-wide tornado in 20 seconds. So that was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
We got
babe. Okay, hold on. Oh, it's getting big. That is huge. Huge, that's a wedge. I got it. Debris. Okay, big tornado.
Dude, go east right up here. Go east right up here.
I can't.
Right up here.
Go for it.
This is where it crossed, by the way. Go east, turn right here on the dirt road. As a chase team, we make it a priority to warn the public. We got the idea to call 911 in Joplin.
Hi, I'm calling because I'm watching a strong, large tornado heading towards the south side of Joplin right now.
As we came out of the graduation, I had decided that I was going to take my family home. I had my wife with me and, of course, my daughter and my son who had graduated. I just looked at my family, told them, sorry, you're going to have to go with me to work, and we turned off and went to the fire station.
246, just for information, we have power lines down on a car.
We'd started getting reports of debris and damage, so we discontinued emergency responses and had our crews take shelter until after the storm passed.
272, 223. Can't reach my wife. Can I go?
So stand by on that until we can figure out what we got here.
It's Target 1, and Chief Randolph has advised that we would be waiting before we send anyone out or any of their vehicles out for search and rescue.
I was working in dispatch at the police department. I was the Patrol 1 dispatcher. I handle all radio traffic for the officers that are on the street.
I'm in service. I have control of the street. Is our paging system still working?
We are unsure. We're going to attempt it.
We are in the basement level of the police department. We have no idea what's actually going on outside or how much damage there is or anything like that. But we know we've been hit by one, and it was obviously slow moving because we were still getting reports as it went across.
Yeah, possible tornado, 13th at Greenhorn.
One of our officers was on the east side of town, and the tornado took a southerly turn and started heading right towards where his location was.
321, 223, I'm on range line now. You may head that way.
Yeah, just kind of go slow and don't keep an eye out because we're not sure where it's going or where it's headed.
Tornado on over Flying J. Tornado over Flying J. I'm in a tornado! I'm in a tornado! I'm in service.
The wind's blowing so hard his windshield wipers won't even work. His side window was broken out, so he's getting debris and rain inside the vehicle with him.
223, who was that?
It was Waters.
Waters, I'm in a tornado.
Copy. If you can, try to find a shelter or somewhere to pull underneath. Are you injured?
We, of course, radio silence for him at that point. The supervisor on duty was trying to find out where he was.
You got a way out?
I don't know where I'm at.
You just hope. At that point, you can't panic or do anything like that when you're in my position, at least.
From one of the Carl Hampshire firefighters, there's a tornado on the ground at 20th and Main Lane. Tornado! I'm in a tornado!
Officer Waters was trapped in the tornado. The supervisor on duty was trying to find out where he was.
I'm going northbound, but I don't know where I'm at.
Keep contact with us so we know you're okay.
I think I'm north of it, but I don't know.
He did finally seek coverage under the bridge.
I actually drove through the lab again. I'm good.
It was me and my husband's first wedding anniversary, and we were at the Royals-Cardinals game up in Kansas City. We had just moved up here in Joplin. We called my mother-in-law to see how she was doing and our son was doing. They said there was tornado warning. I told them to just go ahead and hunker down. We didn't know that there was necessarily a tornado. It's pretty common to be in tornado warning here in Joplin.
This is KZRG. It's been a while since we've seen an actual tornado touchdown in Joplin, and obviously we hope the damage is minimal.
All right, Dad, slow down just a bit. I can't see it. I can't see it at all. As we were witnessing the tornado, we also had another part of our team in a different vehicle, and it was Kevin and his dad.
Let me get this one.
Oh, God, okay, you go down the road a little bit, go down the road a little bit.
We were at the northwest side of town coming in, and we could see the storm, coming in, and it was just black and dark and nasty. And
we top a hill, and then by the time it moves over the road, it was already full-blown tornado, probably at least a quarter mile wide.
It's gonna cross the road. You said, oh gosh, okay, got it. There, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There it is. There it is.
This is going right in the heart of Joplin, ain't it?
It's gonna go just north. Oh no, you're right, it is. All right, well, it's east of us now, I just don't know where.
knowing what the path of the tornado was, it was a pretty sure thing that it was going to go right into the heart of town. You go out and try to film this thing, and it's kind of exciting to film all of the wild nature, and then come to the realization that it's going to really do some major damage and tear people's lives apart.
See how it's getting hazy over there?
As it came closer and closer, you could actually see the curtain of rain coming at us, and then the tornado sirens started going off.
We got a tornado over here.
I had never heard a tornado siren before.
Where are we going?
We got in a closet below the stairs, and so I just kind of pointed the camera out the door. The light flickers and goes out for a second. I thought maybe that's the worst of it. When it went out that last time, it was dark. And it was a different world at that time.
There's probably 18 or 19.
It shows the real.
Everybody back up. I think at that point there were probably like 20 other people, and it was dark because there was no electricity.
At least probably 10 or 12.
It kind of just felt surreal. It was almost like you were living a dream.
The sirens aren't going.
Growing up in Joplin, you're around tornadoes or you hear of them all the time. But I never really thought that I would have been the guy that dies in a tornado or has friends that die in a tornado.
Hey, where do you want me to put everybody?
Joplin 2615, we have a house that has been struck. The top of the house has come down on the people.
This tornado was very unusual. Number one, very wide damage path, and then very slow moving. As the storm was still going through town, I actually got out in some of the hail and wind, and we just couldn't make it across town because of the debris.
The 911 phone did not stop ringing. You couldn't pick up the phone to try and call anybody or try to do anything without there being somebody there. At one point, it shut the system down. There's a big sense of helplessness with it. People are trapped, people are injured, people are dying, and the best you can do is say, well, we'll get somebody there as soon as we can, more or less.
Oh my God. We have no house left. None. The whole thing's gone. It's gone, honey. It's gone. Oh, I didn't get it.
Chad Elliott in the KZRG 24-hour storm center. Homes are damaged in Joplin. One guy just called up. He says his home was totaled. So I just had another caller say